Hi, I'm Ian Peisner. I am TreeUtah's arborist and planting coordinator, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about conifers and best ways to tell them apart one from the other. So there are 3 to 4 main kinds of conifers that we see here in Utah. We have pines, spruces, firs, and then we also have Douglas firs, which are kind of their own category, but also a conifer. So a conifer is an evergreen tree that has needles instead of leaves, and holds its needles all year long. And that gives it some pretty amazing evolutionary advantages for where we live, for places like Utah that have generally pretty cold winters and long, hot, dry periods in the summertime. So the needles on a conifer are really waxy, very small, have just a single vein down the middle, which allows the tree to conserve water during hot periods, and also protects it against freezing temperatures, which allows it to hold its needles all year round. A deciduous tree, a tree that loses its leaves in the fall, the main reason it does that is because the water that is in those leaves that helps it to photosynthesize, that water would freeze, burst the cells, and destroy the leaf as soon as it got cold. It's generally not a problem with conifers. Occasionally they will lose their needles. They grow new ones depending on the tree over the course of several years, and will shed their old ones. But if something happened, there was some damage, there are so many needles on the tree that losing a few here and there won't really disrupt the ability of the tree to survive. Now, why it's so helpful to have the needles there year-round is because it gives the tree a chance to photosynthesize anytime the temperature is warm enough to do so, right? So a deciduous tree during a long, warm period in the middle of the winter is out of luck. It can't photosynthesize, it can't make food for itself, it can't keep growing. But a conifer can do that. It just needs the temperature to be above a certain point, and so there it can then take the sunlight, photosynthesize, create food for itself, and continue to grow, even while other trees are dormant. It also lets it do it more often earlier in the springtime, right? So here we are, I'm at about 7,000 feet. It's a beautiful day. It's got to be 60 degrees. It's wonderful. None of the deciduous trees have leaves, so they can't photosynthesize. They can't really start growing yet. But all of the conifers have their needles. They are making food for themselves. They're doing their thing. This also helps during drought periods, both to conserve water with those waxy needles versus leaves, which are very porous, tend to evaporate water out very quickly. As soon as the weather shifts and some water returns to the cycle, then the conifers can start making food again. They don't have to worry about regrowing leaves, which may have fallen off during a drought. So yeah, so that's just some basic facts about conifers. Most people, when they look at the conifers, they think, oh, pine tree. Even if in their head they know there's spruce trees, there's fir trees, there's pine trees. For whatever reason, we all kind of just think of them as pine trees first, but of course they're not. And there are some pretty simple ways to distinguish them. So we'll go over those.